Good after morning. How are we all doing? Welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. Does everything look and sound okay? Does it all work? Because on Wednesday evening, I should have been streaming PUBG on the channel, like we usually do on a Wednesday evening. But my OBS was broke, so I updated OBS, which meant that because I updated OBS to version 28, I had to update the Stream Deck. And because I'd updated the Stream Deck to OBS plugin needed updating, as well as the plugin for the media controls, and the plugin for the move transition stuff that we've got in, and all of the other plugins, which then led to Wavelink needing to be updated. And I did all of that because my OBS was screwed, and it wasn't my OBS that was screwed at all. It was Twitch. Twitch was screwed. So we did all of that for fucking no reason, mate. But, to be fair, it all needed to be done eventually anyway. So, is it good? Is it nice? Is it great? David says, yes, it's fine. Nice. Version 28 broke my entire stream. I had to build everything from the beginning. That's kind of what I was expecting, if I'm honest. So some people in the Discord, !Discord, might have seen me posting messages in the Discord the other day saying, anyone that's updated their OBS to 28 has... have you had any problems? And most people were like, it was fine. Some people were like, eh. But I'd seen other people having conversations about it. And I'd seen people suggesting things like unplugging your Wavelink mic. If you've got an Elgato Wavelink mic, unplugging that before you did the update. Because it then has more likelihood of keeping all of your settings. So I tried to be preventative. Unplugged all my shit, did the updates and stuff. But then when I was testing it this morning, I realized my audio stuff wasn't quite on point with my Renegade, which is the noise gate VST that I use in Wavelink, to make sure that you don't hear all of the clackety-clack of the keyboard in the background from the PC and stuff like that. So you just get nice silence. Anyway, it wasn't quite right, so I did a little bit of tweaking this morning. It seemed to be fine for me, and if it looks good for you, sounds good for you, then that's nice. I'll read Mr. Bib.
Hello, Graham.
Wagwan. Wagwan, exactly.
Today's Friday.
Yeah. Do you know what that means?
Friday.
Do you know what that means, babe?
It's pizza day?
Yes. Also,
free game
Friday. Nice. We will have that in the news today. If anyone doesn't know what that means, then don't worry. You're probably in good company. But if you don't, we'll tell you anyway. My name is Graham. This is Bib. We're Ice Cream Uploads in a true Ice Cream fashion. This is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast. If we do say so ourselves, we are live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, where we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. Ish. It's now 12:33, so it's not too bad compared to where we've been. We'll take it. Despite having to tinker with the setup and everything, for us to still be live at 12:33, that's a good omen. Nice. Anyway, we are live on Twitch, but it's not just about the stream. We turn the live stream into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. One thing I did miss out, which I usually tell you in the transition, is that we will be bringing you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. We'll give you our thoughts and impressions, and then we want to hear your thoughts and impressions, and then your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. So if you're in the stream, please do feel free to get involved. Because I did mention all the podcasting places. There has been over, 165,000 people have watched and listened to our podcast on demand. And Bibby's sticking tubes up his nose. Nice. Beautiful.
I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Because at the moment, no one's got COVID in the office because they've been testing, but they are hanging out their ass with colds. So I was sat in between Luke and Jack yesterday, who was both coughing. Jack wouldn't stop sneezing the entire day. So I was like, you two, get yourself in one of these massive Zorb things so you can sit at your desk because I'm not having it. Obviously, Mark was ill last week as well. So it's just been a terrible time. So I feel like, I don't know if it's subconsciously, I feel like I'm getting a cold or I am actually developing one.
You've got the lurgy, 100%. You sat between those two, and Mark's James in the office, 100% we got the lurgy. For those that don't know, we do work in the video games industry. Obviously, we try to go live at 10 a.m. each and every single weekday, but as Bibby says, we also have an office space. So it's not just me working at home, Bib working at home, as you can see here. We also have the ICU/Jelly Media Studios, where we usually run our big broadcasts and stuff from. But there's our office space, where we all go to infect each other with germs, because that's what office environments are for, eh? Nice. Nice.
Absolutely.
So yeah, make sure you grab yourselves a seat. We're going to be here for the next hour or so, running through the biggest, best breaking stories of the world of video games. But also, I want to remind you that !Loot Drop. If you are new here and you haven't already, you can subscribe to the channel. You don't have to. Feel free to not do it. But if you do, whether it's a tier 1, 2, or a 3 sub, a prime sub, or even someone else gifts you, you will be entered into the loot drop, loot drop in the chat, which will take place on Monday. On Monday, we will draw one person to bag themselves a prize as a way to say thank you for the people that are supporting the channel. Like I say, anyone that's a sub, whether you pay for it or not, gets entered into that, and we do share that in our Discord. So feel free to head over there, as well as that !Astro, if you want to buy yourself the new A30 headset. We do have an A30 headset delivered to us by the beautiful people at Astro Gaming. We will be making some YouTube content on that, so feel free to check that out. Speaking of which, !YouTube, head over there right now, and you can see Bibby's latest PGA 2K23 video. The game isn't out yet, and we're on video number 26. It's not. Is it the third video we've got out now?
Third video, yeah. They're doing quite well at the moment. I do need other people's help, though. I do need you to go over there and just, even if you just leave it open in a browser, just mute it, just leave it on in the background, just give it a like. If you can comment on it, that would be absolutely fantastic as well. But if you could do that, that would be a massive help for us. Just get us involved with that algorithm.
Yeah, particularly if you can do it today. Because the first 24 to 48 hours, the video went live yesterday. The first 24 to 48 hours are pretty much like make or break for the YouTube algorithm. So go over, drop a like on the video, drop a comment. Even if it's just the words mashed potatoes, then that's fine. That's fine. We'll take it because it just all helps feed the beast. So head over there. Speaking of feeding the beast, let's jump into the chat, see what you guys are saying. Welcome in. Hi. He says Bibby's in the ICU studio. He's not in the ICU studio, but I can't remember how to change it around now because OBS has all changed places. That one. There we go. It's fixed. Nice. He's back at Bibby's home. Let's go. Okay. We've got Lake in the chat. Enzo's in the chat. Cloud Gaming. No comment. No comment. Tito, I'll read. Audio seems fine. Nice. Think of it as a new way to clean up the massive amount of scenes you never used anymore. I mean, no, mine are all still there because mine worked. I have tons of scenes. Tons of scenes, like the hot tub. Did anyone want to see ICU hot tub stream? Let's go. No, we'll leave that for another time. Wait a minute. What did Bibby do? I don't know. What did Bibby do? I missed it.
Yeah, what did I do?
You'll have to give us a clue, Enzo. I don't know what you mean. Gagod, welcome in. Hey, there you go. Now you enjoyed that. Nice. You sound a tiny little bit like you might be getting a cold. No fun, Bibby. It's just a cold. That's all it is. Pizza, coffee, and the last 30 minutes at work. Woo! Nice. Pizza and a coffee as well as the last 30 minutes. That's just like heaven.
That's a triple threat right there.
back to snack. Nice. What you doing this weekend, Lake? You doing anything after you finished, or you just gonna chill? You playing some FIFA?
Everyone's downloading Battlefield 2042 to be able to play with me tonight, surely.
No, surely they're all installing FIFA so they can play with you on Sunday. Bit of Pro Clubs.
I mean, there is that option as well. Yes, that is that. It does look like we're going to be playing on Xbox as well. I think the poll that was running over on the ICU Discord, if you want to get involved with that, please do go over there and have a look. But I think Xbox was out. It was performing better than PlayStation. I think there was only like 2 in it, so it could end up being different come Saturday night. So I can give everyone else enough time to be able to download it if they haven't already. But yeah, looking good.
So yeah, if you've got FIFA on the Xbox, then do feel free to join on Sunday. If you've got FIFA on the PlayStation and you want to play some Pro Clubs, then do feel free to join the Discord and get involved in the conversation because you could influence it and move it over that way. You know, PS scrubs, Xbox scrubs, doesn't matter what kind of scrub you are. Get involved. Nice. Oh, we got YouTube video links. Nice, that's the link. Wes says hi, by the way. I came from there. He wanted me to give you a sloppy kiss, but I'm not going that far. No, that would be a little bit inter-family relations that we don't really want. But cheers, David, anyway. Lake says FIFA. Thought so. I thought Battlefield 2042 was balked, says Enzo. Well, it is if you are a normal person. You could also be Bibby and treat it as a hashtag Bibby game and just play broken stuff because Bibby does that kind of stuff. People are not playing it.
Somebody needs to, Graham. Somebody needs to. I need to be the guinea pig that goes out there and goes, do you know what? It might be worth your time now. And for £10, is it worth your time? Nah, I suppose you'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah. We'll give you the updates. Battlefield 2042.
Absolutely.
Why? Says Wolvie Spartan. Exactly. This is what. Do you know what? We need an exclamation mark. Bibby things. It's just one of those Bibby things. It is one of those
things.
Oh, that's what. Oh, do you know what? Let's get the design team looped in. for when we do the Pro Club stuff, we absolutely need to call it Bro Clubs. We need an Ice Cream Uploads Bro Clubs logo. Let's go.
That's what I was
Lake.
pissing myself at. That is fantastic. Obviously, I'm not going to credit. I'm not going to credit Lake in any way, shape, or form.
I mean,
for
I
that
love the fact that we just
fantastic name.
created that live on stream between us, babe. We absolutely nailed it. That creation process, nice. No, to be fair, that is the modern creation process. See someone else do it, tweet it like you did it. Let's go. Is it £10 for Battlefield 2042 on PS5 also? It was in store. Bibby's got a hard boxed copy. It's posted a picture in the Discord this morning, I think it was. So yeah, was it game?
Levi went to game. Yeah, Levi went to game. And I was like, well, you're there, pal, if you want to pick that up for us. Yes, PS5 version. It's up there on the shelf. You're probably not going to be able to see it, but I've installed it. It's up there on the shelf. Yeah, it's already. I was a bit of an idiot last night, Graham. I completely forgot about this, but I thought I'll put the disc in. I'll set it to standby mode, and it'll just do all the downloading in the background.
Nope.
What can't PlayStations do when they're turned off, Graham?
Anything.
Install stuff from discs.
Just anything.
So
just anything.
It was just sat at 20% until I turned it on this morning. I was like,
you want me to keep going? Nice.
oh, for God's sake. Anyway.
£19 on Amazon for PS5.
Yeah, well, it's £15 at game if you want to get it delivered because they charge you £5 for delivery. So, yeah, it's entirely up to you which way you want to go with it. Luckily, someone was going there, so just pick that up for us, please, pal.
Well, do you know what? If you want to play a game that's dodgy and might not quite be what you was hoping it could be, you could play Battlefield 2042, or you could play anything on Stadia. Hey, cheesy segue.
But
into
you can't.
Well, you can for now. But cheesy segue into our first news article of the day, where Google Stadia is a wonderful system that provides you cloud gaming opportunities on their own hardware device, and you can have fun until January, because Google Stadia is shutting down. Any hardware and software that you've purchased directly from Google will be refunded. That's our first news story of the day, and also as the proud-ish owners of two Google Stadia controllers. Disappointing, but we saw this coming. We've been calling this for like 2 years. So yeah, let's jump into that first. After that, we'll jump into the next Need for Speed. Will reportedly be revealed very soon. After that, horror game Scorn will now release a week earlier than expected. What is this? The year 2022 game's releasing earlier? What? Then PlayStation has been criticised for giving its top Stars members priority in customer support. If anyone doesn't know, PlayStation Stars is basically like a loyalty card sort of scheme, a rewards point scheme. And PlayStation are now not just fixing people's things in the order that they report them, they're getting basically top down. The rich, in terms of PlayStation currency, will be dealt with first before the poor in terms of PlayStation currency. So that's the fourth story of the day. And then we do have Free Game Friday, although I don't actually have that link open on my screen, but we will jump. Let me see. Is it in the article? It is in the article. Nice. He opens it up. He's got it ready. Nice. Free Game Friday, exclamation mark, FF to wrap things off. But for now, Mr. Bibb.
Yes.
I mean, I don't want to say told you so, but we absolutely 100% did told you so.
We're going to sing it to you instead. Hate to say I told you so.
And it's on screen. Matt Wales at Eurogamer has it. We do hate to say we told you so, but Google Stadia is shutting down in January. Hardware and software will be refunded. Just want to point out, whilst we are taking the piss, we've just been calling this for so long. We didn't want this to happen. We wanted Stadia to succeed. We did buy 2 of them. But this is where we are. So Google is shutting down Stadia, with the beleaguered cloud gaming service set to remain live for players until the 18th of January 2023. Stadia's misfortunes are, of course, well documented, in brackets, on Ice Cream Uploads, close brackets. That bit wasn't in there, actually. Oh, I've just added that in my mind. Oh, no. Despite initial praise for the service's streaming capabilities at launch in 2019, a slow, problematic rollout meant Google failed to capitalize on initial consumer interest. The extent of Stadia's failings started to become clear when the company announced it was closing its first-party game development studios less than 14 months after launch, with subsequent reports claiming the streaming platform was missing its targets for monthly active users by hundreds of thousands. And while Google continued to insist Stadia was, quote, alive and well, end quote, as 2021 progressed, reports claimed it had deprioritized the consumer-facing side of its game streaming platform, having largely shifted its focus to selling the service's underlying technology to third parties. And now, as Stadia's 3-year anniversary in November approaches, Google has finally pulled the plug. Quotes, While Stadia's approach to streaming games for consumers was built on a strong technology foundation, end quote, Stadia Vice President and General Manager Phil Harrison wrote in a new blog post announcing the news, quote, it hasn't gained the transaction with users that we expected. So we've made the difficult decision to begin winding down our Stadia streaming service, end quote. However, while Stadia's consumer-facing operations will cease in January, Harrison says Google will continue offering its game streaming tech to industry partners. Quote, the underlying technology platform that powers Stadia has been proven at scale and transcends gaming, he explained. We see clear opportunities to apply this technology across other parts of Google like YouTube, Google Play, and our augmented reality efforts, as well as making it available to our industry partners, which aligns with where we see the future of gaming headed. End quote. In light of today's news, Google says it will be refunding all Stadia hardware purchases made through the Google Store, as well as all game and add-on content purchases made through the Stadia Store. It expects to have, quote, the majority of refunds completed by mid-January 2023, and more details are available via its help center. Quote, for the Stadia team, building and supporting Stadia from the ground up has been fueled by the same passion for games that our players have, said Harrison. Many of the Stadia team members will be carrying this work forward in other parts of the company. We're so grateful for the groundbreaking work of the team, and we look forward to continuing to have an impact across gaming and other industries using foundational Stadia streaming technology. That's the article in full from Matt Wales at Eurogamer. Not really anything surprising. Still big news, though, nonetheless. It didn't seem like this day was ever going to come, even though it looked like it was always going to come. One of those weird situations. Stadia is always going to die, but it's never going to die. But it is going to die. What are your thoughts, Bib?
Yeah, I've got so many different thoughts on this that you could possibly make a completely different scoop episode out of it. I could waffle on about this for an hour, 2 hours, because it was a really good business model being put into play extremely poorly right from the get-go. Like, everything that they was talking about was fantastic, and whilst all that was going on, Xbox was just like, oh right, okay, well, we'll just take some inspiration from them and we'll make our own kind of we won't know what we call it yet, but we'll stick xCloud on it and then we'll roll out with that. And theirs is infinitely better already, because it's tied in with Game Pass as well, which obviously if you are on your PC, you can download the games and you can play them offline, or download them on your console, be able to play them there as well. Like, having that ability to be able to play them without having to have them streamed. I know that was the whole purpose of Google Stadia, but it's just an evolution of that product. You can stream them or you can download them separately, which is fantastic. Google Stadia, you can play it anyway. You can play on your laptop, you play on your PC, you play on your mobile phone, you play on your TV. That was all fantastic. They had the wrong people in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, I think so, love. Yeah. Boy,
which is obviously, if you're trying to sell something to the public, it needs to be watertight, and this really wasn't. They didn't evolve with the products. Like, I feel like there was a slight little bit of arrogance from their side in not evolving with the market. If something isn't working, they was going to refuse to be able to change it. And guess what other system had this problem, Graham? Dropped first-party support after 2 years, became a console from a very extremely popular company that had something that was market leading previously.
the Wii U.
Well, yeah, that is one of them. However, PlayStation Vita had the same fate. It had the wrong people supplying the wrong content at the wrong time.
Yeah.
It didn't evolve with the market. It had peripherals that cost you upwards of £80 just for a small memory card to go inside it. And obviously there was ways to get around that by having SD card readers and then being able to put some standard market standard SD cards in there, so you didn't have to use their proprietary ones. But not being able to listen to your customer base and just evolving with the products of something that's relatively new. I mean, we've obviously had things like On Live before then. There was another one as well that I always end up forgetting that had a very similar fate too. So I still think that this kind of thing is definitely going to be something that goes on in the future, whether or not it's in the form of what Xbox have been doing with xCloud, or whether or not it's going to be GeForce Now, or whether or not it's what Logitech are going to be bringing out with their specific Game Pass device. What was that called again?
Logitech G Cloud.
Logitech G Cloud. Whether or not it's going to be of that kind of ilk, I'm not too sure.
Did you see that Razer have one as well? It was
What was theirs called?
it's just been teased yesterday for the first time.
Right.
There is, like, Razer are doing their own event. Let's call it the Razerverse, Razervent. I don't know what it's called. Razer have partnered with like Verizon or something like that. Verizon, whatever it's called. Verizon. I don't know how you pronounce that mobile network manufacturer from America. Razer are working with them, and Razer have an event on like the 15th of October, something like that, where they will be announcing their cloud gaming portable handheld. So we've got the Razer Kishi, we've got that on play. What was it called? The one that has just released a PlayStation handheld device for your mobile phone. I can't remember the name of it. We were talking about the other week. The white one, anyway. They had Backbone. That's it. The Backbone.
Yes, the Backbone. Yeah,
so,
the peripheral, the controller.
Yeah. So we've got the Razer Kishi. We've got the Backbone. We've now got the Logitech Cloud device. We've got the Razer device. All these things are trying to fill in this space. I think
Apple Arcade as well. Sorry, just to jump in. Apple Arcade have actually now been able to use support from Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons as well. So you could argue that they are back in the market with that as well. And obviously you could buy proprietary controllers for your Apple Arcade device if you wanted to, but Joy-Cons are now another option because most people now have probably got a Switch in the house. Maybe it's one that has been sat on their TV station for about a year and a half.
No comment.
But most people have Switches in the house nowadays as well.
That's not true. I actually played on my Switch in the last 2 weeks of the last Fortnite season because we were getting our carpets cleaned and I couldn't get to any of our TVs. So I played updated Fortnite to play the videos of that. There you go. So yeah, I mean, for me,
there's options out there.
For me, Google Stadia's issue was it had good people, it had great ideas, phenomenal concepts. Nobody can convince me different. I remember being sat at work when this Stadia conference came out of nowhere, and it was like 5 o'clock. Sat there at the office thinking, well, traffic's going to be shit. I might as well sit and watch this anyway. And I was thinking, this sounds phenomenal. Playing games wherever I want, just take a controller with me and a USB stick, and that's it. Don't have to take a PS4 console, as it was at that point in time, to events and stuff. I can just take a controller, plug it into my TV in the hotel room. Bosh. Nice. And then when it came out, they didn't have trophies. You couldn't buy stuff on the actual controller UI or even on the smartphone app or something like that. You could only do it through the website, or you couldn't do it through the website. You could do it on the smartphone app. It was stupid stuff that should have been there. No trophies, no ability to buy games, a really crap selection of games. The biggest game that it was supposed to be coming with was maybe a Red Dead or a Cyberpunk. Something like that was delayed and wasn't there at launch and came afterwards and so on. It was shit. And that instantly...
They did a promotion, didn't they, with Cyberpunk? It was £50. You could buy Cyberpunk for £50 and you got the Premier Edition of Stadia for free, just to try and get them out the door and people playing it, which was a great deal.
Yeah, like
because I think that was one of the best ways of being able to play it, wasn't it?
Yeah, because
that and PC.
When Cyberpunk first came out, for those that may not have been watching the Scoop back then, Cyberpunk came out, and obviously everyone knows it was shit. It was broken, particularly on consoles. But it played okay if you had a good PC. If you had a great PC, it played better than okay, mostly. There were still bugs and stuff, but it played better than okay. Whereas if you played through Stadia, you were playing on superpowered. It was like playing on RTX, at the time, RTX 2090 Ti graphics cards, effectively, because you're dialing into Stadia servers where they've got absolute peak performance. So it was great. A lot of people recommended playing Cyberpunk through that, so it gave it a little bit of a boost then. But the damage had been done by that point. So many games coming out. One of their biggest games in Cyberpunk being still a shit show. And even though it played pretty well. I won't say it played exceptionally well on Stadia. That was the best place to play it, and it still played pretty well. Their like figurehead games still being a bit crap just meant all of its big plays, its launch, its huge titles to carry it were just below par. So it had the worst first impression that you could probably ever have in technology launches. And then it continued to go down that route with crap communication. There was slating comments. We had articles covering the community managers going from giving updates every week to, oh, fuck it, we've got a little bit of something, so we'll share something now, 6-8 weeks later on, whereas people are sat there going, I'm paying for a subscription here. Is there even anything coming? I can't get any comms or any messages back, until people started slating it on Reddit, and then they realised, oh shit, we better respond now. And it was bad. And then you start excuse me, getting people leaving. Google Stadia bringing in, like, I want to say Jade Raymond, but I may have got names wrong. Jade Raymond, studio head at another massive developer, bring in to lead Google Stadia and then jump ship. If that's not the start of the end, nothing else signals it as much as that. Other people jumping ship, people coming in and then leaving again. And it's just like, ugh. And then we get the announcement that they're not going to be developing their own video games. That is the start of the end. If you aren't making your own games, you are relying entirely on other people. And what kind of message does that send? Like, I'm not going to look out for my stuff. I would like you to put stuff, go through the effort of putting things on my stuff. And if people go, well, if you're not going to care, why would I care? Because it costs me time and effort and money to put stuff on your system. And if you're showing that you don't care, no one else is going to be investing in it. So if I put all my effort and time to put stuff on your platform and not enough people buy it, I'm losing money. So if you don't care, why should I care? It's a risk for me. Actually, I think I'm not going to bother. So you started to see things going, yeah, we're available on Xbox Series X and S, PS5, Luna by Amazon, and Stadia. And then eventually Luna and Stadia both just started to drop off. And it's like, we'll just go back to PC, Xbox, and PlayStation because nobody else really cares about the other ones. And at that point, me and Bib said, it will be about the hardware. They will 100% be packaging up. Think of it as Kinect for the Xbox. Great little device. Super advanced technologically for what it is, but not really something that took off. And it wasn't quite as good as you want it to be in reality. But that hardware went into Microsoft started selling the hardware and stuff to the military for drone devices and all sorts of shit like that. It got repurposed in a bunch of different ways and probably led into VR. So Microsoft didn't get what they wanted from Kinect, but still were able to sell a lot of that knowledge off. Yeah. And Google Stadia, the writing's been on the wall for a long time. They came in at a hardware-driven franchise. They were like, okay, buy our controller and our USB stick, which then transitioned into being a software selling franchise. It's not really about the controller because you can use any controller, and it's not really about the Chrome Stadia dongle because you can use any Chromecast. So okay, I don't need your hardware, so I'm not buying that from you, and you don't have any games, so it's not about the software either. So basically, you have what is arguably a really good service and always available on phone, in browser, on console, cloud gaming service that doesn't have hardware or software. What is the point in that? So they have a great service. So the fact that they're selling that on makes sense because Stadia, once they got it going, it was okay. It wasn't flawless. When I say great service, I'm using that just to stress the point. It was broken for us when we tried it at first. It arguably did get better. There wasn't enough to tempt us in, though. With the lack of hardware and software, there was no real reason for us to go in. Oh, why would I go and play the new Assassin's Creed on Stadia when I can play it on PC or on PlayStation, where I already have these devices set up? I access them all the time, and I have established friends lists and things like that. Why would I go play it somewhere else? Doesn't make sense. So we didn't stick with it. Despite having two of them, we didn't stick with it because there was no reason for it. So potentially really good proprietary software that Google can, and from the sounds of this, will repackage and share with other technology departments within Google or within other companies, and they'll make some money of it from that way. But Stadia sounded like it was too good to be true, and it clearly was. It just wasn't ready.
Shame.
It is a shame because it will live on in xCloud or Game Pass, cloud gaming, whatever you want to call it these days, and NVIDIA GeForce and stuff like that. And the fact that Xbox are working with Logitech G Cloud shows that Xbox believe in what Stadia wanted to do. Stadia were there first, realistically. I mean, obviously, I don't technically know whether the xCloud beta stuff came before Google announced it or not, but Google were the first to put their hat on whatever, put their head on the line and go, yep, this is us, we're doing cloud gaming. They were the first that went fully in on it. But that was, we said before, was probably a mistake. They should have gone into beta like xCloud did because you get the leeway of building up over time and so on. But yeah, they will live on in the other systems. xCloud and all the rest will live on because Stadia broke a lot of the eggs in making the cloud gaming omelet. They just won't get to eat it at the end. That's a shame. It's a shame. Still. Exactly. One thing I am glad to see going. I'm not happy to see Stadia going. The controller was decent. The concept was great. Having the ability to watch a YouTube video and then jump straight into the game from YouTube video because it's a Google system. There was some great ideas in there that could have been built into something phenomenal. Tying it into YouTube and all the rest could have been huge. But one thing I will not miss is the fanboys. Every platform has fanboys. Every platform has fanboys. PlayStation, PC, Xbox, Switch, whatever, Nintendo, whatever. There's a lot of keyboard warriors for every camp. But Google Stadia, at least from my perspective over the last couple of years, are the most proactive keyboard warriors that I have seen, bar none, over the last few years. You type in Stadia and shit, you might not be at anyone in particular, and someone that doesn't follow you will respond to it because they've been looking for the word Stadia and just trawling through the replies to be able to respond to it. So, as we commented on it last year, we were having a conversation, me, Bibby, and Winstano, you may have seen him join on, from Next Gen Based. You may have seen him join us on a few podcasts and watch-alongs and so on. We were having a conversation on Twitter saying, yeah, Stadia's going to be dead in 6 months. One of these Uber fans saved that tweet, clearly set himself a reminder for 6 months to the day, and Stadia was still alive. So proceeded to respond, quote, retweet all that shit saying, "Ha! It's still going. What are you gonna do?" And now it's dead. Okay, great. It managed to fight itself alive for a few months longer. It managed to drag out its suffering. If you're proud of that, then GG's. So I am happy to see one home of the super nerd disappear. But that just means they will disperse into the far corners of the internet, and we'll probably see more xCloud weirdos emerging because they've all transferred into there. There you go. Okay, jumping back up through the comments. Also starting World War 3 today, says Lake. I did see you mention to Bibby yesterday that you were playing that, and I did see Bibby had looked into that. Did it look good? I don't know what it is. That's a new one on me.
Yes and no. It's
Hashtag
only a beta.
game.
That's
Hashtag late game.
It'll probably one that I will end up trying. I mean, for all intents and purposes, Graham, I'll be trying Battlefield 2042 tonight. So, yeah, I'm in the mood for playing some shit video games at the moment.
On that, Wolvie says, if you buy it, talking about Battlefield, you're just perpetuating the fact that they can get away with putting out an unfinished and broken game, and people will thank EA for it. Not necessarily, Wolvie. I do agree with that sentiment to an extent. I mean, when it's £10 at game, that is being sold
a year later.
Yeah, that is being sold at a loss for someone. So that will show that there has been another sale added, but it will be at a loss in terms of that sense. So it does also send another message. Buying a game after it's been released and reduced in price also shows that there is still interest in the brand. But if you do it a disservice, then you will not be interested in getting into it at day one. So never underestimate the amount of an impact that can have as well. Buying day one shows, yeah, fuck it, we're all in, baby. Buying at day 30 when all the problems are still there and they're going, yeah, no, everything's fucking cool. This is great. Honest. Ignore the big fires behind me. That sends a negative message. But buying it when it drops down to £10 shows that, look, I just want a good Battlefield game. I am here and ready if you will fix it. So it can have that. I mean, that's not the only way the cookie crumbles. Obviously, it can crumble different ways, but that will be a big message. I bet the Battlefield teams will realise, and if they don't, then they're stupid, that people love the Battlefield brand. We both love the Battlefield brand, but to the point where Bibby's bought it at £10 and I refuse to buy it even at £10 because it's just not. So it sends messages. We are fans of that brand and we will play another Battlefield game, but we need a Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order rather than a Star Wars Battlefront 2 at launch. And not that Jedi Fallen Order was perfect launch, it wasn't, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. You can't play shit on Stadia, it's shutting down. Exactly. Official insert coin. Welcome in, official insert coin. How are you beautiful people doing?
Good afternoon.
If you guys in the chat don't know official insert coin, where have you been? Because not only have we been pushing Insert Coin as the single best provider of gaming merch in the entire cosmos for way too long. Not even way too long. Not long enough. No matter how long we could have been pushing for it, it's not long enough. But we also stream over there. So if you didn't even know them from the quality of thetheir merch, I mean, you can even see, like, the Metal Gear Solid jacket hanging up behind me. That's Insert Coin gear. Let's go, baby. So
this is Insert Coin.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice. Bibby's wearing his RPD hoodie. Let's go, baby. Nice. So, yeah, if you didn't know us from Insert Coin fame, well, you should know. If you didn't know Insert Coin from ICU fame, you should know ICU from Insert Coin fame because we stream over on their channel, and we'll be back over there soon. Actually,
Soon.
nice exclamation mark Insert Coin. If you are interested in checking out Insert Coin stuff, by the way, we our Insert Coin, we're part of the coin army. If you want to buy some stuff, you can use our discount and stuff. Nice. I don't know how to say that. Paul Slacks? Hey, passive-aggressive raid. Let's go. It's the best kind of raid. I'll pay £12 if they bring back my veteran status. What, Insert Coin? I don't think that's a thing. Oh, you mean on Battlefield? Okay. I mean, just give them a message. We'll see what we can do. So for those joining in, we are just wrapping up our first news story of the day. This is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. And the lead story is the fact that Google Stadia is shutting down in January. We are fans of Stadia's potential. We do own 2 Google Stadia Founders Edition. Would you even call it a controller or a kit? Because you get the dongle and stuff. Anyway, we bought 2 of the Founders Editions of Stadia because we thought it could be good. Turns out it wasn't. And we've been saying that for about 2 out of the 3 years it's been available, that there's only one way it's going. And finally, yesterday, it was confirmed that Stadia will be closing down, which is a shame, but, I mean, it is what it is. Okay, jumping back. Lake says, Mask was released today in 1985. What a show and starting intro. Anyone else a fan of that? I haven't watched that in a bajillion years, but
Never even heard of it.
good gear. You see, you probably, if you look at the logo, like the lettering of it and the vehicles and stuff, you'll probably, it'd be one of those things that's like core 80s, like Transformers-esque sort of like stuff. Good gear. Tell you what else was released in 1985? Me. So it's my birthday in like 63 days.
Here we go.
63 days to my birthday, by the way, just in case anyone wondered. Yeah, don't worry, I'll tell you, it is the 3rd of December, not the 2nd, but the 3rd of December is my birthday, just in case anyone wanted to know. You know, we're getting to that point where we're like 2 calendar months almost. I mean, my first month is the build-up. The second month is third month is the hype, and then 3rd of December. There you go, nice. JMK, welcome in. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Hey. Okay, we'll move ahead. So from one game company that will be disappearing very soon to one game that may be appearing very soon. This one, still at Eurogamer, but this time written by Ishraq Subhan. The next Need for Speed will be reportedly be revealed very soon, going at a glacial pace. So the next Need for Speed will reportedly be revealed within the next 2 weeks. The report from Insider Gaming suggests that Need for Speed Unbound is set to be released on the 2nd of December 2022. That is one day before my birthday, just in case anyone wasn't aware, and will allegedly incorporate anime elements and new maps unique to the series. The trailer will be around 1 minute and 30 seconds long, with a soundtrack featuring rapper A$AP Rocky. The game will reportedly only be available on current gen consoles and PC, a first for the series. Okay, just so we're aware, will also only be available on current gen consoles. I'm assuming by that definition they mean Xbox Series X and S and PS5, and not the PS4 and Xbox One consoles. This Need for Speed was originally set to arrive in 2021 before being delayed to July this year, and then August, and then September. It's unclear as to why the game has been pushed back so many times. And as you can see there, it's being developed by Criterion. Good racy peoples. Nice. Okay, babe. You up for a Need for Speed? Unbound?
Yeah, but what the hell does anime elements look like in a racing game?
It's like little elements of anime.
Obviously, we've seen this with like Captain Tsubasa in football. Like, that's just bizarre in my opinion. It's not a game that I would want to play, but a Need for Speed game with anime elements, I need to see more of that. I need to see what that looks like, because it could be just a play on like an arcade game rather than it being a Need for Speed. I'm not saying Need for Speed was ever a simulation game, but it was street racing to a large degree. So what the hell does anime have to do with that? I don't know. I mean, it's a different change on the formula. It's probably something that needed to happen for them to be able to shake up the franchise, because it was getting... You got Forza Horizon, which was... Forza Horizon 5 was pretty much the same as Forza Horizon 4, in just a different area. There wasn't that much difference between them, and that's from someone who's played both of them. Forza Motorsport is just track racing. Not really that much change goes on between them. And then Need for Speed, there's been 1,000,001 of those that have had different areas. I mean, people still talk about Underground 2 that came out nearly 20 years ago, maybe 18 years ago, and still talk about that like it is the best racing game ever. Perfect soundtrack, perfect game.
Most
So
Wanted
what
was
is Need
also
for Speed
badass.
gonna do?
I mean,
sorry.
I said Most Wanted was also badass. The original Most Wanted, not the remake from a few years back. I say few, it's probably like 6, 7 years back. It just feels like a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Anime elements, is that like when you put your foot down and you get like the NOS injection? You'll get like some like full on like coloured background and like fucking full on.
Is the car going Super Saiyan? Is the car blue and then just turns yellow?
Yeah, I was going to mention the Dragon Ball Super move that was put in Fortnite's last season, but I don't know how to pronounce it, and I will end up on one of those. Yeah, exactly. That Kamikamelia one.
Well, that's the northern version.
But like
Kamehameha is, I think, is the way that you're supposed to say it, but Kamehameha, mate.
Just like I just saw tons and tons of TikToks of different content creators pronouncing this thing that they've never heard of before in different ways. Like, and if you get this capsule, you can release the Kamehameha. And I was like, to be fair to him, I don't know what it is, so it could have been that for all I know. I only know from playing the game where you get the Kamehameha. I was like, good job you said that, mate, because I wouldn't have even had any idea. A Kamehameha.
I'm a fucking nerd that used to watch Dragon Ball, so yeah, that's the only reason I know. I said the only reason. It should be the reason why I know, because I'm a fucking nerd.
What, the Kamehameha?
That's it. That's it, yeah.
Nice.
Sounds like you're trying to say my name with a lisp.
Back just in time to find out when Graham's birthday is. It's the 3rd of December, Tita. December? Just said 3rd of
December.
And then I called him Tita. 3rd of December, Tita. Not 3rd of December,
This is my downhill rapidly.
Nice. There you go. Cheers, Tita. Nice. Appreciate you dropping in. I'll see you in December. Nice. How could you forget, Tito? It's not like he reminds us now and then. Exactly. Well, the article mentioned it. It says Need for Speed Unbound is set to be released on the 2nd of December 2022, which is one day before Graham's birthday. Thank you very much for Ishraq at Subhan at EG for reminding us. Appreciate that. Nice. Need for Speed Underground 2. Loved it. Exactly. Son, Goku. Exactly. Anime elements. So does that mean you get the Deja Vu song? I don't know what that is. I feel like you've said that before. Deja vu in it. Oh, I actually legitimate laugh from him then. See that? See the dad joke? Yes.
You feel it flowing through my veins.
It's not the first time today I've said yeah, because Tito did some earlier. Oh, it was Timeless' stream. Timeless had gone to get a brew. He came back and went, "Hi guys, I'm back." So Tito naturally wrote, "Hi back, I'm Tito." So I was like, yes. Nice. Anyway, on that bombshell, we're going to move ahead. So, new Need for Speed game coming. Nice. Despite being delayed a bunch of times, it is apparently going to be here just in time for my birthday. Do you know what? Let's flip the script. We're used to games being delayed. How about games arriving a little bit earlier? Sticking with Eurogamer, this time Ed Nightingale has the story. Ooh, 1 second. Hello. Food delivery, baby.
Graham's got a food delivery.
It's gorgeous.
Is it a Cinnabon?
It's
a Cinnabon?
It's 2 Cinnabons, actually.
No, it's not.
It is. It's 1 chocolate one and one of the normal ones. Oh. It's not. But I just.
Oh, thank God for that.
You guys couldn't see Bibby's face. He looked like he just finished. Anyway, on that bombshell, let's go ahead. Ed Nightingale at Eurogamer. Ed Nightingale at Eurogamer has this next article. Horror game Scorn will now release a week earlier than expected and in time for Halloween. So, Horror Adventure Scorn will now release a week earlier than expected. Originally set for 21st of October release and shown at this year's Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase, Scorn will now be out on the 14th of October. It's unclear why the date has changed, but there's a madly terrifying new trailer to go with it. Scorn takes place... Let me hit this play on this trailer here. I'll mute it, though. Oh, fuck! I said I'll mute it and then made it go full screen. It's all going wrong. Let's take Chrome off the screen so we can... mute that one, get rid of that one. We'll go back to the article. I pressed the Twitter button rather than the mute button. Oh, fuck. I thought I'd taken Chrome off the screen. I left Chrome on the screen. Oosh. What did I take off the screen? I'll discuss now. Nope. I don't know what I took off. Let me take Chrome off now.
We'll find out when our face is just not there anymore.
Yeah, something's not going to be there. I pressed something and it didn't do anything. Okay, back to the news. So let me hit play on this while it's embedded. Scorn takes place in an isolated dream world that forms an interconnected biolabyrinth full of grotesque puzzles, according to a press release. Players are tasked with surviving using tools from an old civilization and uncovering the secrets of the world. Scorn will release across the Xbox Series X and S and PC via Steam, Epic, and GOG. It will also be out on Game Pass day one, just in time for Halloween then. If you want to scare the shit out of Bibby, you can do. We'll force him to play this game just like we did last year. Was that last year? Because it feels like it was 5 minutes ago.
A hell of a lot longer.
feels
Samantha
like
wasn't even pregnant then.
Was she not? And I thought she was. I thought she was pregnant then, but yeah.
There's no way I would have been terrifying her like that if she was.
I thought that was part of the thing. I thought that was part of the thing, getting a pregnant lady to try and give birth on screen.
Well, if you want to hear my thoughts, if you want to see my thoughts in this game, on the article, Graham, if you want to bring up the article back on the screen again for everybody else.
There you go.
And then if you want to, the embedded tweet that's on there, if you would like to click read the full conversation on Twitter.
Whoop. Let's check it out.
And then if you scroll down ever so slightly, you will see one of my replies there.
I thought I was looking at this weird penis looking thing, but
oh yeah, that's
Scorn,
the old umbilical cord.
Xbox. Oh, show more replies. No reply showing. Fuck.
Oh, so mine's not there. Okay, well, I replied. Oh, there I am.
Where?
You just scroll past
there we
me.
Go. I can't wait to shit my pants. Nice. There you go.
It's a fantastic. This looks. I don't necessarily know what the game's going to be about yet, but I think that's the whole point. I'm quite ready to go into this without much information because graphically it looks incredible. It looks amazing, and the atmosphere that comes along with it. Like, this game is an atmospheric first-person horror adventure game. It obviously will have some survival elements in there as well, but I feel like this could be the PT game that we never got. And I know people are going to go directly into Resident Evil 7. That was PT-ish, but it wasn't necessarily as scary. I feel like this could be a mindfuck and just give you a different perspective on how we're going to be playing horror games going forward. I think that this could be it. I'm not going to go all in on it because I haven't seen that much from it. I've only ever seen the trailers from it. But I think this could be the one, Graham. I think this could be the one that we've been waiting for.
There we go. Nice. Yeah, no, I agree. In terms of we've seen it in watch-alongs. I don't know if it was an Xbox showcase or a Bethesda one or what. We saw it first announced in trailers and stuff there, and it looked kind of weird, like almost psychological thriller, like scary sort of stuff. So it looked like it had something good about it. But like you say, we've only seen first-party stuff. So with it coming out in the next 2 weeks, just over. We don't have long to find out. We'll be getting reviews and stuff and hands-on. But the fact that it's day one in Game Pass means that you don't even need to wait for the reviews and hands-on. In October, we're all perfectly happy with watching even the shittest scary films because it's October. So even if it's the shittest scary game, it's on Game Pass day one. Nice. So yeah, do feel free to jump in and check it out. And do let us know what you think if you do try it. Tito says, "You're a dickhead." Can't wait. Exactly. I may have
love the fact that that's stuck.
I may have texted that to Bibby this morning. Anime elements. So does that mean you get? I've done that one already. Sounded like it too, G. I can't remember what. Sounded like what? It looks like a mix between Alien and The Thing. It does. To be fair, it does. I was trying to figure out when Bibby played. What was it called? We've spoken about it already today.
Visage.
Or
Visage. I still don't know how to pronounce it.
Clips of my channel. Category Visage. Was last year, apparently. Karma Extended Edition. November the 1st, 2021 is when.
Was it?
Yeah, because I thought she was.
Oh, God, yeah, she was heavily pregnant.
Yeah,
then.
I thought she was very pregnant because that was kind of the thing. It was like, because I was turning these jump scare noises on thinking, I hope she doesn't give birth. Yeah.
Oh, I've still got that picture as my header banner on Twitter, you know.
For anyone that doesn't know what the picture looks like on Bibby's header banner, or why we're talking about it, or what it, well, I have this, the Karma Extended Edition. This is a 50-second clip. Do feel free to watch this. This isn't Scorn that we're talking about. This is Visage, or Visage, depending on how you pronounce it. Watch this. Stop for a second, just to let you know. Every time anyone donated anything to the channel, like 1 bit or anything like that, I made it so that it screamed, but made a stupidly loud scream. These guys would be playing through the game and they just get like a ah, which would make them jump scare. So Bibby realized, oh, we're on edge. I could use this to my advantage, and that's where we get to now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're good. Turn around. I was going to say it before.
Ah!
You're a dickhead.
Oh. Fucking hellfire! I was not expecting that one.
Oh,
I've just
amazing.
titted you up.
I've just titted you up. I forgot about that.
Scared. Hold the titty.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell. I think a little bit of poo came out of it.
I've just titted you up. Scared. Hold the titty. Oh, amazing. Let's go back to this bit. Wait for it.
You're a dickhead. You're a dickhead. You're a dickhead. You're a dickhead.
Nice. Oh my god, that's like 4 clips in one. That is amazing. That's so good. Whew. Nice.
I'm all hot now from laughing.
Whew. So yeah, if you haven't seen that, that was us playing. Mr. and Mrs. Bib, playing Visage for your viewing pleasure around Halloweeny time last year. Nice. Composed back in the room. Where did we get to? Scorn.
Yeah.
Okay, now we go into something for your not viewing pleasure, but customer support pleasure. Kind of. Okay, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this. LIANG at the game, the gamer, should I say, has the next article which says PlayStation has been criticised for giving top Stars members priority in customer support. So PlayStation Stars is already drawing fire for this priority system. So the new loyalty program from Sony may have only just been launched and is heading to the US next week, but PlayStation Stars is already drawing fire as Japanese users point out a condition of the service that seems highly unfair. PlayStation Stars launched in Asia today, with North and South America getting on October 5th, while those in Europe, Australia and New Zealand will see it on October the 13th. It's a free-to-join service that rewards users for completing a variety of campaigns and activities. Stars has a 4-tier level system where all players begin at level 1 and begin progressing up if they earn trophies and purchase games. However, users in Japan have noticed that those on level 4 tier look like they will get superior customer service via VGC. To unlock the level 4 tier, players have to earn 128 rare trophies and buy 4 full-price games from the PS Store. This higher tier rewards players with a commemorative collectible, along with the perk that, quote, when contacting PlayStation customer support, you will be given priority in the chat order, end quote. This has been criticised by users in Japan because it suggests that those in lower tiers will get worse customer support, with level 4 users able to skip the queue, like Phil and Holly, when they have an issue and contact customer support. Oh, it's only like 6 weeks later, but I got in on the meme. Let's go. On Twitter, Japanese comments made the point that customer service should be of a good standard for all and not reserved for higher levels. Quote, you should give priority to beginners who are new to the game, commented one Koshi Furinyodo. Nice. Perfectly nailed that. As picked out by VGC. At this point, it's unclear if Sony will change this aspect of the service following these criticisms, and it's also unknown if this same standard will apply to the other regional versions of PlayStation Stars. But it's good to see that users in the home of Sony and PlayStation have pushed back on it, as customer support, service support should be readily available for all users. Hard agree with LIANG at the gamer there. Bib, should customer support be given to those that have purchased a game and need support on it? Or should customer support be given to those that have more time or money to spend on gaming? Thoughts?
Who'd have thought that pay to win would be an element for customer support?
Fucking I know, it's so bizarre.
It is bizarre. But, I mean, I almost feel like this is a non-story in the sense that how many people, like, show of hands, how many people have actually gone to PlayStation for customer support in like the last 4 years?
I have
I
never.
don't think I ever have.
Now,
Yeah.
I have never gone to PlayStation for any fault. I know some people have done it for refunds and stuff, so I know of people that have done it. But generally, I would not go to PlayStation support because it's shit. It's shit. It takes fecking
Well,
forever.
Maybe if you get to level 4, Graham, it might not be. You might
Maybe-
you might end up getting the really good people, whereas we'll end up those level 1ers will just be getting the new guy who has no idea.
Maybe that explains it all then. So PlayStation looking at my account going, wow, Graham's got all these games. He must spend a lot of. Oh, actually, nope, they're all review and preview and industry code.
Is he playing that free to play game again?
so okay, well he must have spent shitloads of time playing all these. Nope, he only plays the one game actually. So the thing is, it's not measured on a free to play game, or even how much time you put into it. It's measured on the number of trophies that you get. But because I only play one game, even if I spend a million years playing PUBG, I still can't earn any more trophies because it's the only platinum I have. So it's like you've literally just got like 6 rares or whatever. Yeah, no, mate, nah, you ain't getting this. So
I do find it a bit weird. Like, obviously, people are clamoring for better customer support service, but I genuinely have no idea. If someone said to go and find someone that spoke to PlayStation customer services about a genuine concern, I'll take refunds out the equation. But a genuine concern that something's happened, I'd struggle to find someone. Like, is it just the policy thing to do over in Japan where people are constantly speaking to PlayStation customer support because something's going wrong? Like, what's going on that side of the country where they're fighting for customer support? That side of the country, that side of the world.
I think Jordan has used it a few times, but Jordan's the kind of person that will buy and just get rid of things on a whim. Jordan Enix, if you're watching this, do let me know. But that said, Jordan also does have a lot of Asian games in terms of he has a Vita as his JRPG machine, so maybe he is in that world where, do you know, fuck it, we'll just send everything back, we'll complain about everything. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I don't use it, but I don't agree with it. Even still, I know this is one of those things where some keyboard warrior gets angry about something that doesn't impact on them, but it could be impacting on me if this is the case. If this does get rolled out over here, if I needed to speak to PlayStation and get customer support, I mean, most of the time the internet is your friend. Like, I've had issues. We've seen !smoke or !smokes. I can't remember which one it was in the chat. We've seen that I have had PlayStation issues in the past, like my PS4 Pro turning into an actual fireball. Maybe not actual fire, just because I tried to play a game on it. You know, that's kind of what it's supposed to do. But I know customer support is that shit that I opened up my PlayStation. I tried to get all the dust and shit out of it to try and fix it myself. I didn't go as far as putting more thermal paste on the heatsink, which was the issue that I had, because you had to take out 1 million screws to get to that point, and fuck that shit. Instead, I just bought PS5. Let's go. So I would rather buy a brand new console than speak to PlayStation's customer support. Nice. But if it came down to me needing to speak to them, and I didn't get that, because, yes, you do talk about PlayStation every day on the Scoop. You do play PlayStation games multiple times a week on the stream. So you are a very big advocate for PlayStation in that sort of sense, but you don't quite meet our caveats in the fact that you haven't bought 4 full-price games and you don't have this many trophies. I do not fall into those categories. I haven't... let's say it's an annual thing. I have not bought 4 full-priced PlayStation games in the last year. I've got 1, I think. But then the other ones I've bought have been on sale because...
What was the last game that you actually bought?
At full
price.
At full price, it was the GTA stuff, the
Right.
definitive stuff. I've bought other games, but it's usually like The Witcher or something when it drops down to a stupid price in the sale, because PlayStation's store is not cost effective. I would not recommend to anyone to buy anything from the PlayStation store unless it's set meets their needs, and those needs are: do you want it digital only? Well, then you have to get it from the PlayStation Store, because maybe you've got a digital on the PS5. Or do you want a game that you can play in multiple locations without having to take the disc back and forth? Well, then you will need to get it from the PlayStation Store. But they charge you a lot for that convenience. The game that's 25 quid to 45 quid in game will be $69.99 on the PlayStation Store, and I don't agree with their first-party tax, so I would never recommend it, which is also part of the reason why I don't buy many games at full price. So buying The Witcher, which was the full game, I have done, but it's not full price, so it wouldn't count for that. So I'm not in that priority customer support. So the only way I can get there is to spend 280 quid on sales. That's 4 times £70. Which is stupid. That is absolutely pay to play, let alone fucking pay to win. My things are broken. Okay, well, the only way you can get it fixed is to get support, which will cost you 280 quid to make sure you can get it done in time. What the fuck?
A Battlefield, obviously we talked about that earlier, that was £10, but on the PlayStation Store it's still 42 for the standard version.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Where's the other £30? Where's the other £32 coming from? Just to hold it on their servers? No, it's alright, I'll take the physical disc, please, mate.
That's just it's so they can Scrooge McDuck it. Like,
if it ever becomes a popular game again, they've got the money there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm thinking Scrooge McDuck like notes and flying around it. You'll just hear a couple of shrapnel hit the floor, clink, 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 because there's a big old room ready for the money, but no one's buying that enough. Howdy, says Nietzsche. No. PlayStation Stars brought to you by the Conservative Party, which is exactly what I stole for 40 Asteroid. Why they're discussing now says PlayStation Stars X the Conservatives. Because it is. You got the money? Oh, we'll sort you out. I use ICU customer support if I'm stuck. Yeah, me too. Is it only based on trophies from now or on past trophies too? It doesn't give you the information there, so it doesn't let you know. Like, some people will have millions of trophies already, so that's not a problem. Does that mean they're all? Or is it only the ones within the last year? And is it only the ones with the last 12 calendar months? Or is it in the 12-month calendar period if it is a year? Or is it a year to that specific date, that minute, that second? Don't know. Either way, it's shit. It's a flawed system. I've not got time for that. I feel like if you've got a problem, you enter a queue, you get served when it gets to your time. You shouldn't be like, actually, let Phil and Holly come past because they're a little bit more famous or a little bit more rich than you, so can afford to spend 280 quid on games. Let's let them in first. Nah, that's tragic. Tragic. And exactly the opposite of the system that you would get from an Xbox right now. Xbox, like, everyone can play anything, anywhere, even if they don't have an Xbox console. PlayStation, like, you might have a PlayStation console, but have you spent enough on it yet?
What you kind of going on about?
What you kind of going on about? I want to point something out as well. Yes, Wednesday night I was sat chatting with Lotus and Nietzsche because we were going to play some PUBG, and then Twitch went down, so we couldn't get live. So we jumped in some games. And Lotus, which you might have seen a few times if you watched the stream before, said one of the many phrases that he says quite a lot. You want to buy a loom band? So while that was happening, Nietzsche, obviously not held down by the stream anymore, had a few seconds more to spend on just messing around on the internet, bought a box of like one of those Loom Band creator sets and sent it to, Nietzsche sent it to Lotus, should have said. I don't know if I was sending it the wrong way then. But yeah, Lotus got a delivery yesterday of a Loom Band set, so nice.
What's that? What's a Loom Band?
Do you not remember them? For like a few years back, kids would get these tiny little elastic bands and then basically knit them into like bracelets and necklaces, and then people started making, like, you could make a Pikachu out of Loom Bands, and you bought basically like kits that would come with a shitload of yellow elastic bands and some black ones and some red ones.
LOOM?
Yeah, Loom, LOOM, Loom Bands. But I don't actually know what you want to buy a Loom Band. I don't know if it's a clip or something. Lotus says it makes us laugh. So Nietzsche bought him some Loom Bands because you want to buy a Loom Band. So yeah, there you go.
Do you know what? I've never seen these. I remember them Scoobies. I don't know if that was the same thing as what these are. Yeah, there was people used to make them when I was in like secondary school, and they used to use them as like keychains and stuff like that. I don't know if that was just a Mancunian slang for it or something. Like Scooby bands.
Scooby's bands. It's same thing. Same thing. Looking at it, yeah, it's the same thing. Although is that made? I think that's made out of like rope, for want of a better word, whereas Loom Bands was elastic bands. So it's basically the same thing, but elastic bands. There you go. Anyway, so Lotus has been bought some Loom Bands. Nice. Well, on that bombshell, we'll move ahead to our next segment, which you may have seen before, is called
Free Game Friday.
Nice. Cheers, babe. appreciate that. I mean,
You're welcome.
I love the fact that you couldn't even tell that Bibby just reached over and grabbed his guitar there and played that. You couldn't even see his mouth moving, his ventriloquism and stuff. Next level. Next level. It's Free Game Friday, which means Morgan Park and the people at PC Gamer can let you know what game you can get for free right now. So the Epic Games Store free games right now are Runbow and the Drone Racing League Simulator. Do you know what? The second one does actually get my attention. Because drone racing, yeah. I mean, it might be a god-awful game, but still. Anyway, so this week's freebies on the Epic Games Store are all about speed, motion, momentum. Not Dr. Distro, by the way. And in one case, tiny little robot helicopters that sound like a hummingbird with a nasal infection. But first, Runbow, a colourful party platformer where you and up to 8 friends run, jump, and hopefully land to outperform each other in a variety of competitive game modes. Then the Drone Racing League Simulator. Ideal if you're keen on high-speed drone races, but not the inevitable heartbreak of crashing your expensive drone directly into an obstacle. So there you go, Runbow and the Drone Racing League. Different games this week. Last week we had a bit of a headliner with Ark Survival Evolved, which I did manage to redeem. I usually forget to do it, but I did it as soon as we got off stream. Got it nice.
Well done, Graham.
This week, Runbow and the Drone Racing League Simulator. Next week will be Rising Hell Slain, Back from Hell. So we'll give you that reminder next Friday. For now, though, get yourself Runbow and the Drone Racing League Simulator. You gonna play either of those, babe?
No, but I'll add them to my library.
Why not?
I had a look at the Drone Racing League, and it shows you like the specs before the game, before the match starts, and like how much torque you want to put in and how much weight you want to put in each side of the drone. I don't want to know any of that. Just let me race the bloody thing.
Exactly.
It's Lane I'm looking forward to telling everyone about again, because I keep on banging on about that game.
Yeah. Yep. He was banging on about it to me before the stream. I can confirm. This happens. Tell you what else happens, as I've just seen it, introducing chat highlights. You can turn on chat highlights in your settings on Twitch now. I don't know if this is across the board or just because we are partners and we occasionally get things first, but chat highlights is a thing, which I'm not very fussed about turning on, if I'm honest. Like, I don't mind chat highlights like that one. Although that's not in. Let me type exclamation mark English push. Nice. So yeah, I don't mind having first time chat popping up, but there's some sort of payment structure behind the chat highlights or something. I've seen something this morning, an article or a tweet or something saying that people can pay money to have their chat highlighted bigger for longer. So I don't know if it's just one message or if it's multiple messages. So let's say I go into Summit's stream and I want him to see my messages. I can put 100 quid down and have all of my messages in big stupid call outs, which is fecking stupid. In my opinion. I mean, Summit might disagree. You might go, okay, well, I can actually get some people that have a shitload of money paying for my stream. Maybe. If you're at that size, maybe it could be useful. For me, it's disgusting. I feel like people should be on a level playing field in the chat, not just a case of pay to win in chat. It's another pay to win system. So I'm like, it's not for me. It's not for me. But then again, Twitch is trying to make money everywhere, like taking it off creators, making chat pay to win. I mean, they're all good ideas, right? No. Okay, that is it from us, though. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Let me give you a quick reminder. We did talk about Stadia. We'll be shutting down in January. The next Need for Speed game will be released in the next couple of weeks, apparently. Scorn is coming a week earlier than expected. 2 weeks-ish from now, you'll be able to play that game. PlayStation is now the conservative party, at least in Japan, or at least it kind of looks like that. And Free Game Friday has let you know that you can get Runbow and the Drone Racing League Simulator free right now on the Epic Games Store. Nice. A quick reminder before we disappear, there will be no stream tomorrow. It is my wedding anniversary tomorrow, so I'm spending the day recovering from big, hefty beef Wellington that I will be eating tonight. Ooh. Nice. Bib will be back, though. I mean, a couple of things. He said yesterday, which we'll have to confirm, that he might be streaming tonight because it's Hocus Pocus release day, so we'll confirm that. And then he did also say that on Sunday he will be back playing some FIFA Pro Clubs. FIFA 23.
Yes.
Will that be the first FIFA 23 stream as well?
It will. Again, if you're not in the Discord and you're not voted on the poll yet, then please do so, because at the moment it is going to be on Xbox. But if you want to change the fate of that and it be on PlayStation, then that's the only way that you can do so. Chance out is probably going to be on Xbox, if I'm being honest. But I'll let you know the night before so people can get it downloaded, use your 10-hour free trial and stuff like that, because that's what I'm doing. I don't own a copy of the game yet. I'll be using my 10-hour free trial to give that a go. But Pro Clubs will be happening on Sunday.
Nice. We are going to disappear. Stick around. We're going to drop a raid on one of our homies, as we always do. It's always nice to help one of our friends. You get an extra 250 sprinkles for sticking around for that raid as well. So do stick around. But before we do that, is there anything else you want to add, Mr. Bibb?
Yes. Again, thank you very much, Graham, for passing that over to me.
Welcome.
If you guys want to help shape the 5 remaining shows next week, or the fresh 5 shows next week, there's 2 ways you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. If you're watching this or listening to this on any of our on-demand services, go into the description below. All the links that you require will be listed there below. But all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time? On Monday, Mr. Graham Day.
At 10 a.m., mate.
Massive
Ish. We'll be live at 10 a.m.-ish on Monday. First day of the week, you know what it's like working video games. We'll try. We'll aim for 10 a.m., but it could be a bit later, which is where the ish comes from. But it's fine because we've got an emote for that exact message. One final reminder before we disappear, though. Obviously, stick around for the raid. But Monday is the loot drop day, so one person will bag themselves a prize. We're going to have a discussion about that today. We might announce what that prize is going to be today. If not, we'll get it posted out on social media. Either way, check out all the social channels, Ice Cream Uploads across the board, and you can find out when it gets announced. We're going to raid one of our friends, as mentioned. Stick around for that, but have yourselves a beautiful weekend from me. Bibby will see you maybe tonight, if not Sunday, and I will see you on Monday. Until then, stay frosty.